YouTube, how we doing? PPS back. It is about 8 this morning, coming to you live on Saturday, 21st of May, coming at you with some free plays for the day. We got two MLB spots tonight that we really like. And yeah, let's just get into it. Go into yesterday's play of the day was, actually, this was our play of the day. Marlins Braves, first five over 3.5. This was a second inning cash, so that was very, very nice to see. Sweat free. I mean, absolutely had no worries. 3 runs in the first inning. Pretty much expected to see Roger struggle there against the Braves. His career numbers were terrible, and the Braves smashed the lefties. Tigers Guardians from Past the Prop cashes in. Actually doubled down on this. If you followed me on Twitter, I actually had a second one of these. I had them under 5 since there was a lot of wind in that game. I ended up taking the under again at 5, and ended up cashing that one as well. And ended up having the Dodgers and Phillies not score at all in the second half of the game. Chris Taylor is single-handedly the guy to be looking at for this one. Dude had, I believe, 9 guys or 8 guys left on base and 4 at bats. We're going 0 for 4. So yeah, that was tough to watch. So 2 in 1 day, can't complain. And overall went 4-1 if you count my Twitter stuff as well. So let's get right into our plays for today. I'm going to actually be fading my own team, which is going to be tough because obviously I do it once in a while, but it's been a little bit since I have. So I'm going to be going to the first 5 team total under 2.5 for the Brewers. They're facing off against Patrick Corbin. And I know Patrick Corbin has had some absolutely awful games. That was pretty much early this year against a Braves team who crushes lefties, a Giants team who was very good. And then he ended up giving up the 5 spot last game to Houston, who obviously is very, very good against lefties. But in the prior starts to that, we've seen him against the Mets go 5 innings of shutout baseball. Colorado only gave up 3 earned. And then in Miami only gave up 2 earned. Ended up losing a 3-2 decision there. But we're going up against the Brewers here in Milwaukee. Brewers at home are a better hitting team, right? 243 batting average versus 228. But against lefties, they are still one of the worst teams in the MLB. 35 runs created in 347 total at bats, 216 batting average, sub 300 on base percentage. And just looking into Corbin's numbers, like I said, he's been better as of late. His last month, his last 4 or 5 starts have been great. I mean, he's kept the ball down. His slider has looked great. And that's the thing the Brewers do have issues with, is when a pitcher has a very good slider or a very good changeup. They've been really, really struggling to get the lift on the ball that they are looking for. And now that they're facing off against Corbin tonight, I do not expect anything different. Seeing them last night versus Fetty is, in my mind, a subpar pitcher in the MLB right now. And he mowed through them through the first 5. The thing is I don't trust the Nationals bullpen. So give me the first 5 team total under 2.5. I would not take anything full game here. The Brewers bullpen is so much better than the Nationals. But obviously, if the Nationals go up, the Brewers do have a pretty bad back end of that pen. So really depends on how the early start to this game happens. If the Brewers get down, you're probably going to see like a Jake Cousins or Perdomo. Not going to be very good versus like if you're going to see the Hader, Devin Williams end of it. So obviously nothing full game for me, but I do like the first 5 team total here. Under 2.5. I'm fading my Brew Crew. Yes, I know it's weird, but we're going to go there anyway. If you guys could, while you're here, smash that like button if you could. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're coming up on the year in 3 days. 3 days since we've been on YouTube for a year. So obviously very excited for that. Very excited to do some giveaways on that. So if you guys could, please smash that like button. I really, really appreciate it. And let's get to play number 2. I'm going to Shane Bieber over 6.5 Ks. I haven't been a huge proponent of Bieber so far this season, but I like the matchup, obviously facing off against the Tigers today. We faded the Tigers last night, and they did absolutely nothing against Aaron Savale. Kind of what we expected, right? That's why we took the under, was because the Tigers can't create runs. Shane Bieber also is much better versus lefties here to start the season with only a 167 batting average allowed versus 300 to righties. If the lineup stays the same, they had 5 or 6 lefties in that lineup last night with like 2 or 3 switch hitters who will obviously be batting from the left side. So I do really like that for Bieber. The only thing that worries me is his whiff rate is down a little bit, but we're still seeing his slider, his best pitch, at 36% whiff rate and 24% put away percentage. That is obviously his best pitch, and that's actually the most used pitch, I think, in his arsenal. Yeah, it is 41% using that slider, which I really like because that is a swing and miss pitch. And if you're going to use it that often, should be able to get a bunch of swings and misses here from this Detroit side. Looking on Detroit, they do. I'm going to look into their numbers as a team here. They're 3% higher in chase rate than any other than the MLB average, and they also have a full 1.5% higher whiff percentage than every other team here too. What I also like is what makes Shane Bieber very good is when you can get him to swing outside of the zone. Detroit is 3% higher there, almost 50% swing percentage. So that means 1 and 2 pitches they are going to be swinging at. And with a guy like Bieber who works on that slider being off the plate, getting those little butt out hacks, this is the guy to do it. This is the guy who's going to be able to get those swings and misses, get him to reach out, butt stick out, swing and miss, and a bunch of weak contact. Should be able to go deep in this game. They give him a much longer leash than most pitchers. If you're looking into his last games, when he hasn't been blown up, right, against Toronto, he got blown up. After that, he's thrown 100 plus in 3 out of the 4. Obviously, the only one he didn't go is he went 75 pitches against Toronto and still gave up 6 runs. So they give him a longer leash than usual. Cleveland's pen is average. It's not that shutdown stuff that we've seen from that pen, so they will let him ride. I do think that's going to help him out here. Give me 110 pitches of Shane Bieber against the Tigers. Sign me up for 6.5 strikeouts. I love it. Yeah, so that's the quick ones that we got today. Brewers first 5 team total under 2.5. Shane Bieber over 6.5 Ks for today's slate. Make sure you lock these ones in, guys. I believe the Shane Bieber one is at like 5, and Brewers are like 6. So we'll have some early baseballs, early free plays coming out here over on Twitter. So make sure you guys follow me over there if you don't already. So thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your weekend, and best of luck on all your bets for tonight. Have a good one, guys. Stay safe.